Okay, Pujapal madam, okay, start.
Good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Pooja Pal, on behalf of Central Library and Dinabandhu Mahavidyalaya Bonga, welcome all the participants who have registered for the one-day national webinar on Towards User-Centric College Library for Inclusive Education and NAAC, Role of Stakeholders in Collaboration with IQS. We are all aware that college libraries are equipped with well-known learning resources like books, journals, magazines, biographies, CDs, old volumes, and e-resources to serve its users. The role played by college library is not limited to storage and retrieval of information, but also depends on dissemination of information at the right time to the right user. This gives stakeholders ample opportunity to use available learning resources according to their needs. Acquisition and classification system, cataloging process of library have become computerized, and extraction of information have been changed according to the need of the users. As per the guidelines of NAAC for effective and interactive access towards information resources, college libraries need to offer safe, comfortable, well-lighted, clean space, appropriate seating arrangement, and good collection, including digital resources. Our speaker today, Dr. Nimai Saha, is going to elaborate towards the development protocol of library and how to make it more user-friendly. The well-framed rules and guidelines like the hours of access, circulation policies to be adopted by the libraries will also be elucidated by Dr. Saha. And now, without wasting any more time, I would like to invite our respected principal, Sir, Dr. Vishwajit Ghosh, to deliver his inaugural speech. Sir, over to you.
Hello, thank you, Pooja. Sorry, everybody. Good evening. Practically, I am not in a situation to deliver my lecture because I am in car now. I am returning from my college. So, I want to share two or three words. First of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Nimai Saha of Viswa-Bharati University. Welcome, sir, for your kind presence. I would like to welcome all the participants who are from different parts of the country. Welcome everybody who are present here to hear the lecture. My colleagues, my coordinators of the webinar, NAAC coordinator, Dr. Pooja Pal, and IQAC coordinator, Dr. Jenit Rai, and Dr. Sujit Kot, and Dr. Ajay Mullik. Best wishes to all of them. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Over to Pooja Pal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, that even in such a situation, you did not forget to encourage everyone and take everybody's name. So with a good note, let us start today. Now, may I welcome Mr. Subroto Das, Librarian DBM, to give a short introduction about our honorable speaker, Dr. Nimai Saha. Subroto Da.
Thank you, Dr. Pujapal madam. Dr. Nimai Saha is the librarian, Central Library, Viswa-Bharati University, Santiniketan, West Bengal since 2006. Before joining the Viswa-Bharati University, he was the librarian of Kalna College under the University of Bardhaman, West Bengal since 1999. He also the guest faculty of Department of Library and Information Science, the University of Bardhaman, West Bengal since 2008. He holds PhD, MLIS, MCom, B.Ed, DCPA, 2-year certificate course in German language and Hindi training course from Rajbhasha Cell, Government of India. Dr. Saha published more than 10 books, 4 edited books, including 2 conference volumes published by the renowned international and national publishers. He has 70 research articles of national and international level. He is the editor of International Journal of Library and Information Science. He has attended more than 160 different seminars, conferences, and workshops on national and international level as invited speaker, participant, paper presenter, etc. Dr. Saha received Lifetime Achievement Award 2017 from IRDP Group of Journals, Chennai, Universal Achievers Gold Medal Award 2015 from Universal Achievers Foundation, New Delhi. Special awarded from SC/ST/OBC Employees Welfare Association, Viswa-Bharati, on the occasion of 124th birth anniversary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in the year 2015. He has also received Indira Gandhi Sadbhavana Gold Medal Award 2014 from Global Economic Progress and Research Association, New Delhi. His interest areas of research are minimal like library administration, ICT application in the library, human resource management, human resource development, open source resources, users learning program, etc. He also interested to guide the college library for the accreditation by NAAC. Dr. Saha is the life member of the different professional general associations like BLA, IASLIC, ILA, BUAA, WBCLA, ABUSAR, SSST, etc. Now I like to invite our honorable speaker, Dr. Nimai Saha, to light us about user-centric college library for inclusive education and NAAC, and also for his presentation. Sir, please continue, sir.
A very good evening to one and all. Let me just share my screen, then I will start. Is visible, I think.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay. A very good evening to one and all. And at the very outset, let me just apologize that by these 24 hours, my health condition is highly deteriorated. I have been attacked by fever and cough a lot. To take permission from you to take water and warm water during my speech, which is looking very odd. Still, let me just allow, my throat may not permit. Then, secondly, in particular, and college administration, that is government, teachers council, non-teaching association, student union, IQS, librarian, both persons from library and other library staff, and team Bonga Dinabandhu College for giving me to of title towards library and NAAC role of before going into content part, I would like to say a few words. And many of the webinar during these pandemic days, which is basically the replacing word of seminar, workshop, etc., already take place. And 90% of the title captioned during pandemic, new normal, COVID-19, like that. But let me submit my opinion humbly, but I beg to differ from that, whether COVID-19 or this pandemic or this new normal is going to play some shadow picture on library and information service, be it from university, be it from school, be it from public library, rural library, and many things. Means what I'm going to establish that even before the pandemic, even before our common normal days, the library in our higher education is under, I cannot say is instinct, but in dire situation. So from that context, I don't find being a librarian or library professional any differentiation on pre and post pandemic, common normal and new normal, like that. So some slides will say something about that, and they are very is self-explanatory. Those who are in the audience, they may conceptualize their idea about the mouth or face from this child. And at the last slide, my conclusion will be with the picture when you will be just going to amalgamate why I am placing this picture in the very beginning slide. And it's really a kind of examination to me, having no syllabus, having no common question like that, when I am going to address students, faculty members, library professionals, there may be research scholars, and maybe candidate from outside India and outside Bengal. So my condition is like if I go front, there is a tiger. If I come back, there is a crocodile. Means, if I use Bengali, a lion's share of the audience may not be happy because they are not very accustomed with the Bengali literature and Bengali language. And at the same time, if I go by English, my students who are basically particular and hard to any educational institute in general, and the ultimate objective of this webinar is to reach the students. I'm not ignoring faculty members and research scholars. Still, the very students are the ultimate milestone to communicate them. So let me allow to sometimes, not much, use Bengali to address students. And you see, this is the submission breakup, which I usually followed whenever I'm going to present myself in any webinar, in any seminar, that this is a kind of art of presentation, that my presentation menu should be replicated every time when I am just going to switch over from one topic to another topic. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult to the audience, particularly to the students, that what was said has been told and what is going to be left out to speak up. So this is the area. And first you see, when I'm going to pay a highlight on any particular agenda, that will be a blue color instead of violet color. So now I am going to play on introduction on the topic. And at the very outset, my today's speech, I would like to dedicate many of you, particularly those who are history, they might be much aware than me that today, 24th August, is the birth day of our metro city, Calcutta, earlier Kolkata, the capital city of West Bengal, in the year 1618. In this day, 24th of August, কলকাতা শহর জন্মগ্রহণ করেছিল কলকাতা নামে। তাই আজকে আমি আমার এই বক্তব্য উৎসর্গ করতে চাই কলকাতা শহরের জন্মদিনকে স্মরণ রেখে। And at the same time, the people from library science, they are much aware that this month, particularly India-wide, is being observed as birth anniversary of our Indian father of library and information science, that is none other than Dr. S.R. Ranganathan Iyer, Siali Ramamrita Ranganathan Iyer, whose birth date is 9th August officially and 12th August physically. So during this month, Librarians Day is being observed throughout India. So in addition to birthday of Calcutta or Kolkata, I am very keen to dedicate my this presentation, this evening, to both in honor of our Indian father of library science, that is Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, and my beloved capital city, that is Kolkata Shahar. And since I am from Tagore's land, without Tagore, I consider myself, our educational journey is completely meaningless. So as far as Gurudev Tagore is concerned, he rightly pronounced that libraries are more important to the education system than the institutions such as schools, colleges and universities. অর্থাৎ গুরুদেব বলছেন যে কোনো একটা শিক্ষা প্রতিষ্ঠানের স্কুল, কলেজ বা ইউনিভার্সিটির কাছে তার লাইব্রেরিটার গুরুত্ব অনেক বেশি, এবং এই জন্যই সম্ভবত 1901 সালে যখন ব্রহ্মচর্য বিদ্যালয় শান্তিনিকেতনে রোপিত হচ্ছে, প্রতিষ্ঠিত হচ্ছে, তখন গুরুদেব তার নিজের সংগ্রহের বই এবং অন্যান্য বিভিন্ন খ্যাতনামা ব্যক্তিদের থেকে বই চেয়ে সংগ্রহ করে আগে লাইব্রেরি, তারপরে তার ক্লাস শুরু হয়েছিল। So as I told at the very beginning, that even before the pre-pandemic situation, this opinion, these remarks of a great legend of Indian novel laureate, Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, was almost ignored and ignored. Maybe by infrastructure, maybe by resource collection, maybe by staff shortage, maybe by basic needs as required by the students. And that is why very, very rapidly the library is going to be lost its identity, its essence, its necessity from the green students community. And now you see, as far as international history is concerned, this 24th August is also famous for two basic reasons. August 24 is celebrated each year as Independence Day in Ukraine, and 24th August 1814, British burned down Washington DC as a part of war during 1812 to 1814. So this is the international reasons. What I am going to say, these things, the 24th August is the famous for birthday of Kolkata Shahar, and this, because every library must have a notice board which will reflect the importance of that particular day. Many of the audience may debate with me. Today we are living in the Android cell. Today we are living in the internet society. Even after this, do you think that students will come to play and see this kind of notice board? My answer is yes. And this is my experience from my university library, and I found that the scholars, students of UG and PG, they are having some sort of habit. Soon after taking entry in the library, they're going to pay some sort of eye what day today is. So it's called importance of the day, and an A4 size paper will replicate the importance of the day, 1-2 line quotation, maybe picture of the great personalities, like that. Like World Environment Day, National Teachers Day, 5th September, Human Rights Day, Gandhi birthday, 15th August, and many more things. Like that way, we are having 77 famous day out of 365 days in a year, and scholars are having some habit. Even if my staff forget to display it in right time, scholars call me, Nimai, why this is not being displayed? And you see, what is the necessity of the library today? The great Harold Howe, former US Commissioner of Education, uttered that what a school thinks about its library is the meaning of what it thinks about education. So it's self-explanatory. Time is too short. I'm not going to elaborate these things. Then Mary de Savain, she told that when I step into this library, I cannot understand why I ever step out of it. Let me repeat again. When I step into this library, I cannot understand why I ever step out of it. Edmund Burke, to read without reflecting is like eating without digesting. So these three reasons out of many as a representative of the importance of the library, even in the current society, maybe may not be pandemic. Basically, it's not a highly concern to me. And you see, earlier we thought that the library is the librarian, college is of its principal, classroom is it for its teacher. So from that concept, we have to now switch over to from my library to our library. And why our library? The present society is users, patron, members, customers, client-driven society. Let me take one example from State Bank of India. The teachers if you pay glance just 10 years back of a state banks, then you might recollect that time the staff of the state bank were sit in the grill room, glass room, and we have to speak them a small hole of the glass or a small of the iron grill. Whenever private bank will come into being in the society, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, what was their caricature? We found that the staff of Axis Bank is sitting in front of the building where there is no glass partition, just this side and back side and front side of a table, not more. It means customer need to interact with the bank staff directly without hurdles. Then nowadays, if you go to State Bank of India, you found that the staff of State Bank is coming without glass partition room, mostly those who are dealing with the customers and account holders. Okay, so our library will be like that. We have to come up from door to open place.
Hello.
Hello. কিছু বলছেন? Hello.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Participants are requested not to switch on their audio and keep the video in switch off mode. Okay? Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay, yeah. So now you see, let me come across the present society. It's the nature of information is changing drastically. Earlier information was scarce and controlled. Now it is all around us. Earlier it was expensive, now it is cheap or free. Earlier it was set by elites, now it is set by consumers. Earlier it was one way, mass consumption, now it is designed for sharing, participation and feedback. Earlier it was slow moving, now it is instant or immediate moving. Earlier it was external to our worlds, now it is embedded to our worlds. So you see, this is the phenomena. This is a drastically change of the earlier society to present society. And you see, একটা সময় ছিল যখন আমরা গ্রামে বা শহরে একটা স্টেশনারি আইটেমের জন্য একটা স্টেশনারি দোকানে যেতাম, মুদিখানার কোনো জিনিসের জন্য আমরা গ্রোসার হাউসে যেতাম, কিনতে গেলে আমরা জামা কাপড়ের দোকানে যেতাম, মেডিসিন কিনতে গেলে মেডিসিনে যেতাম, ভেজিটেবল কিনতে গেলে ভেজিটেবল মার্কেটে যেতাম, ফ্রুটস কিনতে গেলে ফ্রুটস মার্কেটে যেতাম, flowers কিনতে গেলে flowers, cosmetics and so on so forth. But nowadays, we are now coming in the shopping mall society. We are now coming in the big bazar society. Why this is so? Because we need multi-items with single visit. Multi-item with single visit. And one more thing. Earlier, যখন আমরা গ্রামের আর মুদিখানা দোকানে যেতাম, আমরা যদি লজেন্স বা বিস্কুটের বয়ামে হাত দিই, দোকানদার বলে, তুই কি চুরি করতে এসেছিস? Why are you touching these biscuits and others? In contrary, whenever we taking place into a shopping mall, the sales boys and girls ask me, sir, আপনি নেবেন কি নেবেন না পরের কথা, আপনি হাত দিয়ে দেখুন তো আগে, তারপর আপনি নেবেন কি নেবেন না সেটা পরে ভাবা যাবে। So the approach is quite contrary. একটা জায়গাতে হাত দিলে অপরাধ আর একটা জায়গাতে হাত না দিলে অপরাধ। Why I am saying this? এই যে আমাদের লাইব্রেরিতে আমরা বলি ওপেন অ্যাক্সেস, ক্লোজ অ্যাক্সেস, ছাত্রছাত্রীরা স্ট্যাকের মধ্যে যখন এসে নিজেদের পছন্দ মতন বই খুঁজে নিতে পারে, সেটাকে আমরা আমাদের পরিভাষায় বলি ওপেন অ্যাক্সেস, মানে শপিং মল সোসাইটি। এখনো 90%, if not 99% of the Library of Educational Institute in close access. Means students are not supposed to view their collection showcase inside the college library. Many colleges, from my experience, I found that the honor students they might be allowed, but not the past students, or students, those who are good students, brilliant students, securing more marks, we are just allowing them to come into the stack, and teachers may allow to come into the stack. So my basic argument is that today life using and used to love to market from shopping mall, big bazaar. And whenever we are coming in the library, we ask students not to take entry in the stack. Then how can students will feel free, will feel congenial to come into the library? And our proverb will be, I like Cadbury. তাহলে এই যে ছাত্রছাত্রীরা লাইব্রেরিটাকে ক্যাডবেরির মতন ভালোবাসবে, তার আগে আমাদেরকে লাইব্রেরিটা ক্যাডবেরির মতন তাদের কাছে তুলে ধরতে হবে, সো দ্যাট তারা যেমন ক্যাডবেরি সুস্বাদু, লাইব্রেরিটা তাদেরকে যেন স্বাদু হয়, তবেই তারা আমাদের কাছে সাধু সাধু বলে সাধু লাইব্রেরিতে আসবে। Society, this is the front side where we are living. 5% people, we are living in this society where electronic gadgets, ICT tools, restaurant, and some sort of modern furnitures are there in the different places and markets. And in contrary, there is another picture, another side of India. These pictures is here and there, which we witnessed every in our movement, wherever we just used to go move for market and do many works in our day-to-day life. This is our common picture, and this is mostly the pictures from our West Bengal, not from far away. So you see, during this pandemic, I thought that how much a percentage of Indian community is able to attend this kind of online teaching and learning. Then don't you think that during this pandemic, we are enhancing the gap by creating digital divide, information divide, sorry, digital divide, or sorry, information divide. So by living in this kind of signing India, sneaking India, we are going to about inclusive education. I'm not going to talk about inclusive education, as my title contains the word inclusive education. That's why I'm going to say something on inclusive education. But yesterday from the college website, I found that the Dinabandhu College has its education department. I am confident enough the education department is much efficient, much aware than me regarding this inclusive education. So I'm not going to pay attention on literary inclusive education. I'm just going to say the great quotation of education by Swami Vivekananda, education is the manifestation and perfection already in man. And the great quotation from Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the entire world. So from these 2 points or quotation or to great personalities, it is emphatically inferred that any nation development, smartness of any nation will depend under the behest of education. Without proper education, a country cannot develop. And here education means, we are going to mean inclusive education, means not only education for metro cities students, rather education for village students. Education does not mean the students of finance members, but for students from financially backward family members too. And you see, As far as our current enrollment of Indian higher education, it is seen that 45.13% of students are in the faculty of arts, 20.45 is science, 18% commerce, and it is 16.41% enrollment is in professional faculties. So you see, even though students and parents are understood that the job market is not so alarming in traditional way of subject, unlike professional faculties. Still, the enrollment role is very few in the professional faculties than our traditional science, arts, commerce faculties. And our total on the whole is an enrollment rate of 9%, which is similar to that of other lower middle income countries. The population that is urban metropolitan dwellers. You see, total projected candidates or students, 9% only enrolled in higher education. Even out of this 9%, some percentage, I may be wrong, 6.39% is from metropolitan dwellers. Rest 2.47 is from village or rural. So how do you think that we are living in the inclusive education, even though government of West Bengal, government of India is uttering that inclusive education? So my basic argument is this, that we are evolving on basically literature, not the reality. You see, higher education under transition, even before pandemic. In earlier, this was our classroom. Teachers used to deliver on lecture mode, and here chalk and talk. Then we are becoming on PowerPoint presentation. Earlier it was LCD play. Earlier it was transparency sheet, OHP projector, and now it is LCD projector. And now every student in his or her seat, there is a laptop like that in the modern education system. And you see, there are 10 different components or interventions on inclusive education: identification and enrollment, assessment and distribution of aids and appliances, corrective surgery, curriculum adaptation and distribution, and braille book, and many things. And there are 7 principles for inclusive education to culture, to nurture the inclusive education. Teaching all for teaching all students, exploring multiple identities, preventing prejudice, promoting social justice, choosing appropriate materials, teaching and learning about culture and religion, adapting and integrating lessons appropriately. Now, in the year 2017 of 9th July, the then President, former respected Pranab Mukherjee, this 9th July of 2017 inaugurated the digital initiatives by the then MHRD Minister Javadekar. There were 17 agenda of higher education, like this: Swayamprabha, then National Digital Library, National Academic Depository, and these 14 agendas are there. So what I going to mean, this pandemic is really pandemic, but the perception that the planning was already been introduced by government of India, government of West Bengal, that we have to have one India, one nation, we have to have one Bengal, one citizen, like that. And lastly, we are having new education policy 2020. Today, I'm not going to say a little bit even about this NEP 2020. It's it requires another 1 2 hour webinars under the title discussion, so that it will be focused properly. So let me skip that idea right now. Now, evaluation by NAAC and college library. But NAAC, the people of a college, those who are dealing with the NAAC, they are much aware, conversant about the NAAC pedagogy, about the NAAC objective, about the functions, strategies, and benefits. And that is why every college, by virtue of NAAC guideline, having IQAC, internal quality assurance cell. So I may not go about the literary aspect of NAAC evaluation, current grading points and other things. I'm not going on that. But this basically NAAC is to quality ensure in Indian higher education. And in the mid, interestingly, L stands for learner-centric approach. And my title is user-centric college library. Basic agenda of today's education policy, today's business policy, corporate policy is learner, customer base, clientele base approach. So NAAC is very rightly, by quality, they have augment that learner-centric approach. And when this learner-centric approach will be executed, only when, in addition to classroom teaching, in addition to good teacher, there must have good facility, learner-centric facility, means well-equipped laboratory, well-equipped library, well-equipped sports apparatus, language laboratory, cultural atmosphere, so that this learner-centric approach, it's a very versatile and multidimensional approach. This learner-centric education system also may be a kind of 1 hour discussion. There are 10 action points for internal quality assurance cell. So IQAC may follow these 10 action points as enunciated by NAAC. I am confident that I may not go inner part of these 10 points. So every college is rightly followed this under the able leadership of principal chef, also under the able coordinatorship of NAAC coordinator, IQAC coordinator, like that. So they are well conversant about that. Now, what is required for NAAC? This is my point of view. Optimum utilization of available resources. See, the basic intention, connotation of NAAC peer team is to evaluate what have they are not supposed to come to evaluate that things. Rather, they are your college to judge how far you are able to ensure the optimum utilization of available resources. Forget about what is not available. Then outreach activities or contribution to society in general other than classroom teaching. Organization of seminar, awareness program on contemporary social issues, not for dry educational issues for the students, for the faculty members, rather for societal purpose. Then academic profile and presentation file for college and each department and committee in consistent and in common fashion or manner. Then highlighting SWOT and uniqueness, strength, weakness, opportunity, threats, and uniqueness too. Then up-to-date accounts, records, files with proper documentation and indexing. Then publication, research, project activities of the faculty members must be appended properly. And special care on library, laboratory, and lavatory, means toilets and others. Alumni association, their meet, establishment of ex-students, that is alumni, and contribution of alumni to the college development in general. Then awards, achievements of faculty members and students. And last but not least, constructive representation to all stakeholders before the peer team. Now let me come. What is user-friendly college library and how can we make so? So basically, the readers category, specifically students, may be categorized into 4 different characteristics or types. That is spons, who absorb all that they read and return it in only the same state, only a little dirty. Sand glasses, who retain nothing and are content to get through a book for the sake of getting through the time. Then strain bags, who retain merely the dregs of what they read. Then Mughal diamonds, who profit by what they read and enable others to profit by it so. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is give the mirror of nature of the students as users, as learners, as readers in a college. Sponge, sand glasses, strain bags, and Mughal diamonds. Then what do students expect from a library? Yes, like shopping mall, single visit for multi-service, but in reality, our students multi-visit for a single book. Not only library, but they want to have as resource hub or knowledge skill development center, net connection with high-speed connectivity, library in pocket, resident, and also in car during traveling by playing remote access. Guidance on retrieving resources from the different web sources, that is open access. Proper reading, learning environment. Approachable, efficient librarian as well as library staff too. And 24/7 library services, at least technically, may not be physically. Then what library is being offered during normal pre-pandemic? Some print books, electronic, very representative sample, then interlibrary loan, maybe or may not be. Institutional or consortium membership, very hard chance to a college, at most enlist through association. Digitized question paper syllabus, in some colleges it is there. Facilities, reading room with text carrier or related collections, basic amenities, chair and tables, drinking water, toilet, light, AC, CCTV, etc. And I'm very sorry. Many colleges, during my visit, I found that students used to come in the reading room and they are coming with a newspaper in their bag. Before sitting in the bench or chair, they need to clean it with the paper before to sit. Otherwise, their garments will be dusty. And many times I found in the library, sweeper are not visiting. Even if they visited, they are not ready to follow the request of the librarian. There is a gap. Many a times, office people may not have proper cooperative attitude with the library or librarian. They thought that library is the sole property of the librarian, it's not the college property. So library is the less important or less focused area. After doing all works, if found some time, then only sweeper will visit library or not. Then indirectly it is supposed that librarian will do single hand from sweeping to processing of the books and many other things. It's very unfortunate. I'm not saying all the colleges, but many colleges as I found during my visit. So provision of e-resources, browse with computer and speedy network. 1-2 computers may be in the college library. Net connection may not be there. Even if it is, nobody is there to guide them how to retrieve the resources. Even if it is there, the download speed is poor, so students is hurry to attend their academic classes. In this way, day by day, students are suffering a lot and they lost their interest to visit the library. Then congenial environment, well-equipped and professionally trained staff. Then calculation service, all the working days they expect, but physically it is Monday and Wednesday from 11 to 1 honor students of science, Tuesday and Saturday 10:30 to 12:30 for commerce students, like that. That is schedule. But we used to take money from ATM 24/7 mode. So we are living in the society of 24/7 mode, but our library service is twice in a week, even for 10:30 to 11:30, like that and like that. So how and why students will come to library? I like to raise this question before you all to think on that library must be considered as an integral part of the education system of the college, of the institution as a whole. Then only our education system will be a complete one. Then you see, what about the head of the institution, like principal, teacher in charge, headmaster, vice chancellors? They need to handle some direct and indirect component. This white color, these teachers, students, non-teaching, librarian, parents, they are the direct component to a principal. Then university, UGC, government, local politics, local environment is the indirect component of the principal. So principal is really a very difficult situation nowadays to run a college. If we being teacher, we being staff, we being students, we being librarian, we being parents, dump the problem to the principal's desk, how can we expect that this principal sir and madam has a candlelight of Alauddin to solve all the problem? So whenever, this is my humble submission to my library colleagues and faculty members, please come with the principal's tables, not only with the problems, rather with the alternative suggestions, so that it will be easier to principal, because he is not supposed to master of all subjects, library, laboratory, and other things. Like he is also expert of 1-2 subjects. Yes, of course, some administration knowledge and efficiency he have acquired, but without cooperation, how one institute will run? And as far as my analogy is concerned, the whole education system will be compared like a human body, while academic activities is the head and students will be in the heart. Then administration is one leg and co-curricular activities is another leg. And left and right, two hands is library and that library is missing. So from this cartoon, it's very clear that this education system is disabled, is incompetent, is physically handicapped to offer a complete education. So the education system without the library will be an incomplete one, will be an incompetent one, will be a disabled one. So we must need to take into our sincere consideration, library will be an integral part of the education system. And of course, librarian must be considered as like head of any academic departments. Librarian will be considered as head of the department, and every meeting of the head, librarian must be invited to get to know the overall scenario of the college, so that he will prepare himself, prepare his library, prepare her library to offer, to address the present crisis. And that's why many times we found that the students' grievances is on library. And though this is not the picture of all positions, but as far as my experience since I was in a college, the decision of the library is being taken without the librarian. And that is why, even though library is there, librarian is there, as librarian don't have any scope to participate in the policy formulation, The reality and the theory is not having any bridge. So let's take into this consideration. And this is a kind of decorative part in the reading room, in the library corridor, in the library, like that. Library rules. What is the library? Listen to the librarian, inquire or ask if you need help, be respectful of others, read and talk quietly, always walk, never run, return books to their proper places, your manners are appreciated. So whenever NAAC peer team will come, and if they find this kind of rare glory in the notice board or in a chart, yes, it will be a kind of unique features of the library, and students will be loved to come in the library more and more. And this is a pictorial presentation, how a students will get to understand, though this is very symbolic, not 100% right, that if you found the 5 words in a page is unknown, try different book, like that way. So this is the way through which we can attract the students to become in the library more and more. So this is the tips. Now, existence of the college libraries, as I told, I may not go and read all these points. I am saying indirectly all these points. Then let me switch over. Yes, Nimai Babu, like many people, you are citing many problems. As you told, every problem had its solution. So you have to give some solution, Nimai Babu, to us. And that is why this evening we are paying you 1 hour to listen some solution. Problem we know. Yes, this is the time when I invite you all to come into the solution C, SEAC. Here I am having 43 points to make popular, to make user-friendly library, to make height of the institution through its library before the NAAC team. See, earn while learn for full free or half free students. You see, every college, soon after the admission is over, students personally, individually, and through students' union, there are lots of applications submitted to honorable principals at desk. Call the meeting of the HODs or some other committees to sort out on the basis of which we will make half free and full free. In this arena, I request you all to offer some students, since they are literate, at least 2-3 days in a week, 2 or 3 hours or 1 hour in a day or 1 hour, 2 hours in a day, without hampering their academic class. Because I found many a time students are not attending classes because teachers may not be there or some other classes or some meetings is there. So that time students may come in the library to arrange the books in the classified order. Some students, I'm confident enough that they are having good handwriting. If the college is having cataloging card writing, they may ask them to write. And some students is having much aware about the computer. So if they're using Koha and some other software, they may ask and train them how to make data entry. So that they can do, and librarian may edit and correct it. Any such students may help in library activities like that way. Then mobile classroom library. See, librarian has to sort that science students is not very keen to come to visit the library. So at least fortnightly, there will be a book trolley. Our staff will carry 10-15 books in the physics class in presence of a teacher for 5 minutes. Then he just showcase these 15 books are there. You can take it up. And on spot, you can issue the books to the students. That is called mobile classroom library. It's an innovative and highly best practices approach. Book selection by the students, hardly hard. Students get the scope to submit requisition to the college, not by individually, not by face, not by any recommendation from any corner, but by general rights. College library have one prescribed pro forma. Students need to fill up, forwarded by the HOD, that book need to be purchased. So this should be the common right of the students. Then best users or readers aware on any particular day, from sports day, from cultural day, or anything. Which students is using maximum reading room, which students is doing maximum books, which students is frequently and really way use the library really way, in that way. Then librarian can arrange some sort of competition, reading competition, solo reading and also loud reading, because nowadays students are not very keen to read loudly and their pronunciation is so bad. So that can be done. And also solo reading, after reading solo reading, they may ask to summarize or write a précis on that. There must be a competition. So students will come to library. Observation of Library Day, Librarians Day, International Book Day, 15th August, Rabindranath Tagore's birthday, Gandhi birthday, a token so that students will come 5 minutes in the library to pay attention that yes, library is the part of the institution. The provision of reading room with some text collections, collection of books relating to career counseling, that is competitive book, competitive examination, display of new books to draw attention of the students. Necessary drive may be taken to offer library services to the common students, people of the locality, ex-teachers, so that it will be offered them proper services. Organization of regular of the formal users our program. Then new network resource center or e-resource browse center, introduction of photocopy service with concessional rate inside the college campus, scanning facilities for the students, library services will be made available before and after academic hours, considered library as one of the department by the authority, welcome and favorable attitude of the library staff, papers and syllabus for UG course in the college website through link of the library. Application of ICTs in the library activities to the extent possible. Teachers will act as liaison officer in between library and students, because librarians don't have any scope to interact with the students without the teachers. If teachers will not make any reference inside the class after the class lecture, why and how students will get to know what is the name of the books and who is the author of the book. Many a times, even in the university, I found that students come in the library and ask, Nimai, please give me philosophy honors first paper, education second paper. So how will librarian will understood which is the first paper, which is the second paper? And most of the cases in the university library, class 8 staff is handling the circulation desk. So you people need to inject properly how to demand the books from the library, what is call number, what is accession number, and librarian will make a coordination among the teachers and the library, and teachers will make the coordination among the students and the librarian. So in this way, we will play a role interchangeably so that we will make use to our library to the extent possible. Library rules will be as simple as possible. Enough scope is to be offered for the updation of the librarian for coping with the frequent changes of the library activities and to meet growing demands of the users. I mean, the very orientation course and refresher course, I'm not talking about that. Rather, I'm talking about specific software-based training, digital library software-based training, library management software-based training, content management software-based training, and some other things. Then institutional membership for resource sharing and interlibrary loan. Membership of enlist and other institutions, organization of exhibition and great personalities with their quotation, biography, published books, I mean a day corner like that, as I told. Then workshop on how to read a book, as I told. The dissemination of concrete information on library in the college brochure. Many a times I found that the brochure is 4 pages or 5 pages or 6 pages or 8 pages, but about the library just 2-3 lines, not that. Because library is the interface of the resources and facilities. So that's to be replicated accordingly. Itemize the library at the landing page of the institutional website, not as facilities, but as library. It should be a caption in the landing page, not under the facility. Linking of open access resources in the library web page. The representation of students in the library committee is compulsory. Books are to be arranged in the shelf on the basis of call number with proper and visible spine level. Outdated books are to be separated from the main arrangement with proper marker. Separation of special collection with marker. Preparation of profile of the college library. Try to prepare a quarterly library e-newsletter. Like our case, every month, we are second or third of the next month, we are publishing e-newsletter and uploading in the library website, saying 7,000, 8,000 faculty members and students through mail, and also WhatsApp group. We are having WhatsApp group. So in this way, we are just going to propagate what was the library's activities during the last month, what is the coming event for the next month, like that. Then arrangement of different skill development program, that is listening skill, communication skill, like that. Then completion of books jacket preparation by the students. Identification of library friends. This is an innovative idea that students need to be identified as library friends so that they will love to come in the library and offer them voluntarily. Open access to Stack may be introduced for the honor students at least twice in a week. Data entry or scanning works by the students having little competency in computer operation, etc. Insist users to access e-resource more and more. Then you see, nowadays we are living in the open access society. This is the home page of the tagoreweb.in. Here you will find all the creation of Tagores in this website, verse, songs, novels, stories, plays, essays, like that. Today, I'm just giving you more than 80 crore e-resources, e-books, e-journals, e-magazines, e-theses, like that. You will get the showcase of Tagore's on Bengali literature. Then this is base called Beloved Academic Search Engine, where you will have 23 crore lakhs e-resources on different subjects. Then full free PDF or full PDF. Here also you will get near about 47 crore e-resources from here one can get. Then this is Director of Open Access Journal. Here you will get 49 lakhs, around 50 lakhs articles from 14,784, around 15,000 journals from 133 countries and 11,823 searchable article level. You see, what are the content you do require particularly for the faculty members? Whenever you are going to deal with any MRP, major or minor research project, whenever you young teacher been going to deal with your research work, I think these are more than sufficient. And this is my humble request to all the faculty members of the college. During your research, during your offering lecture to the students, if you found any article needful to you and you are not supposed to able to download without paying paisa, sign in another threads. Without thinking twice, drop a mail to me and I shall deliver you the articles through your mail. You are not supposed to come physically to the Viswa-Bharati library because we are having lots of searching database facilities. We may give it to you, but you need to give an undertaking that this article will be used for academic activities, research and development activities, class teaching activities, not for commercial purpose, like that. Then DOAB, Director of Open Access Books, here you will get 28,000 ebooks full free. So without going www.google.co.in, better to go with this kind of site to get the particular comments. Then this is called 9 fantastic website that offers free college textbook. This is for my beloved students. ছাত্রছাত্রীরা যদি এই ওয়েবসাইটটা তোমরা দেখো তাহলে এখানে দেখবে 9 ফ্যান্টাস্টিক এর মধ্যে ওয়েবসাইট দেওয়া আছে যেখান থেকে তোমরা কলেজের ফ্রি টেক্সট বুক পেতে পারো, বাট of course it is in English, not in Bengali. Then Digital Public Library of America. If you come over here, you will get 87 code. Digitize not only ebooks, image, text, videos, sounds, and many things. And that is why actually I am titling my submission as inclusive education. Yes, I'm not talking about common students, rather I am talking about my physically, visually impaired students, those who are listening audio, they are reading and they are studying on the basis of the audio and video too. So these are the websites you can go through. This is freebookcenter.net. Here also you will get many e-resources and different subjects you will get ebooks from here. Then open access theses and dissertations. This is a kind of particularly for the teachers member, and if it is PG students, they may access here. This is showcase of many reputed international universities. Unlike our Sodh that is our Indian thesis database, but this is open access thesis and dissertation for international level universities. How to get free college book? This is another site. Then this is also for the students. I'm amalgamating many sites. This is the website where you can get textbook from the URLs. Then let me switch over. What is the role of the stakeholders? Yes. Who are the stakeholders? As I told in my previous slides, that here stakeholders mean teachers, students, non-teaching, librarian, GB member, if it is a school MC, teachers council, non-teaching association, students association, all, and parents too. So all these stakeholders need to be considered. Yes, this Bonga Dinabandhu College is a son, is a youth of this area. We all need to nurture this college like our son, like our daughter, like our future, so that this college will give light to our future gen with the golden attitude. All these stakeholders consider the library need to be a kind of integral part of the educational institute. Yes, don't think that the college is the only business of life. In principle, library is the only business of the librarian, business of the teacher, not that. It's a kind of joint venture of all these facets. So please be act as a team. As yesterday principals are rightly pronounced that this is my team Bonga Dinabandhu College. So please be act, please be react like that way to unfold the height of the Dinabandhu College. It's a long history of the college, as I found that the college has been established in the year 1947, which was the independence year of India. So I think with that golden history, college will enlighten the society in general. Then what are the different factors to be considered before reshaping, signing India and sinking India? Yes, rural and urban, both students, we people need to pay attention. Type of the library, whatever maybe its type, there must be some sort of interrelationship, consistency, its nature and service. Then physical existence of the library, rural, urban, suburban, all need to be considered. The nature and socio-financial cultural background of the library clientele, infrastructure, especially ICTs, training and awareness on digital literacy of the library professionals and library users especially. And as I uttered one problem earlier, that like BPL students, we are, in spite of having different projects of government of West Bengal or government of India, nowadays, considering this ICTs and online and e-environment, আজকের দিনে আমাদের প্রত্যেকটা সরকারের কাছে যার যতটুকু ভয়েস আছে, অধ্যাপক, অধ্যাপিকা, গ্রন্থাগারিক প্রত্যেকের আমি বলবো, যারা অর্থনৈতিক দিক থেকে পিছিয়ে পড়া ছাত্র, যারা বিপিএল তালিকাভুক্ত, তাদেরকে শুধুমাত্র কন্যাশ্রী, যুবশ্রী এই তালিকায় 25,000 টাকা বা সাইকেল যেমন দিতে হচ্ছে, তার সাথে এই অনলাইন টিচিং লার্নিং এ এনশিওর করার জন্য প্রত্যেক সরকারের উচিত প্রত্যেকটা গরিব ছাত্রছাত্রীকে একটা মিনিমাম অ্যান্ড্রয়েড সেল তাদের হাতে তুলে দিতে হবে এবং তাদের চাকরি না পাওয়া পর্যন্ত তাদের এডুকেশন লাইফ, তাদের প্রিপারেশন, তাদের শিক্ষা জগতে চলাচল করার জন্য তাদের রিকারিং মোবাইল রিচার্জ ভ্যালু গভর্নমেন্টকে ক্যারি করতে হবে। তবেই আমরা ডিজিটাল ডিভাইড, এই ইনফরমেশন ডিভাইডকে আমরা দূর করতে পারবো। আদারওয়াইজ আমরা যতই কথা বলি, যতই সন্ধ্যা নষ্ট করি, যতই করি, আমরা যে তিমিরে ছিলাম সেই তিমিরেই থেকে যাব। আর যারা এগোচ্ছিল তারা এগোবে, যারা পিছোচ্ছিল তারা পিছোবে, গ্যাপ বাড়বে। ভারতবর্ষের ৭ বছর স্বাধীনতার পরেও যেমন আমরা বলছি আমরা ততটা এখনো স্বাধীনতা পারিনি, আমরা কিন্তু স্বাধীনতা পারবো না বলে আমার সন্দেহ আমি প্রকাশ করছি। Now let me switch over to conclusion. You see, this is my library day corner, and this is the book jacket display. Students are usually come over here and they prefer to see. This is not a big cost matter. This is just a mindset and attitude of the librarian and college authority, the matter to showcase this issue. And you see, this is a very savvy furniture, not the very unique and mod furniture. But my attitude is I am always trying to nurture the innovative and best practices, and so that society will insist, my university authority, my college authority, yes, your librarian, your library is doing very well. Whenever some fund will come, all teachers, all GB members will ask Please give some money to the college library so that it will escalate our education system. Now, this is our new arrivals display. You see, every fortnight we are changing these things. This is our best Users Award celebration. This is the problems. I'm not uttering any much problem. The common challenges. Every society, every person, being individual, being institution, without problem, human society may not sustain. So problem will be there, and we have to find out the sustainable solutions to handle the problems to survive our next generation. Then finally, let me conclude by saying that doctors are saving the life of the society and library people are creating the life of the society. And that is why we have to build user-centric library. Let me repeat again. Doctors are saving the life of the society, not only for this pandemic, but for every day, 365 days. Doctors are always saving the life of the society. And library people are creating the life of the society. So one community is saving, another community. So that's the role of the librarian, and that is why I beg to state before you all that we have to build user-centric library. And finally, ignore the technological network, internet connectivity network. We have to have our mental network, our attitudinal network at the very outset as prerequisite, so that our college, so that our institution, so that our nation will be up front. And the real digital divide is like that. The students, like যাকে আমরা বলি কাঠের মুগুর বা বাঁশের মুগুর, he is trying to play that ভদ্র সমাজের লোকজন বা বাচ্চারা কানে মোবাইল নেয়, ওর মনে হয়েছে যে রাখাল বালক ও গরু চড়াতে চড়াতে মুগুর নিয়ে কানে মোবাইলের মতো একটা হাসি আছে। সেই হাসিটাই আমাদের সম্পদ, এই হাসিটাই আমাদের এগিয়ে দেবে, যে ওর হাতে একজন মোবাইল উঠুক। সেই জন্য আমি এটা অ্যাপিল করলাম যে আজকের দিন আমাদের সকলের এটাই বার্তা হবে যে আমরা সরকারের কাছে, পলিসি মেকারদের কাছে বলবো যে পিছিয়ে পড়া সম্প্রদায়ের ছাত্রছাত্রী, অর্থনৈতিক দিক থেকে যারা পিছিয়ে আছে তাদেরকে শুধু ফুল ফ্রি হাফ ফ্রি নয়, কন্যাশ্রী, যুবশ্রী, শুধুমাত্র তাদের সাইকেল দেওয়াই নয়, তাদেরকে এখনকার দিনে একটা মোবাইল এবং টিল their employment, that recurring mobile recharge is to be assured by the authority so that our online education system will get signaling value, and প্রত্যেকটা ভিলেজ, রিমোট ভিলেজে আমাদের মোবাইল টাওয়ার এবং শক্ত নেটওয়ার্ক কানেক্টিভিটি তৈরি করতে হবে। And finally, you cannot change your future, but you can change your habit, and surely your habits will change your future, as enunciated by none other than my beloved, my role model, Dr. A. Abdul Kalam said, you cannot change your future. Yes, I cannot change my future and society's future, but I can change my habit, and surely my habit will change my future. And if I am able to change my future, automatically my society's future will be changed in total. Thank you all for your support. And this is a gloomy weather. We are running over, hangover, this kind of monsoon weather. This is a nimnochap is going on, and this is a very gloomy weather. And our education society every day passes through this kind of gloomy weather. So I fervently appeal kochi, hope for best. This even not only for this pandemic, even not only for the new normal, every day we are facing gloomy situation, and one day we'll come around with the sunny dawn.
Sir, I have a question,
and
sir.
আগের দিন আমাদের যে কথা হচ্ছিল, সম্ভবত সংযুক্তা ম্যাডাম আমাকে বলছিলেন, স্যার আমি কি প্রশ্ন করতে পারবো? আমি ওনাকে উত্তর দিয়েছিলাম, আমি টিচার বলবো না, আপনারা আমাকে প্রশ্ন করুন, আপনারা আমার সাথে ইন্টারাকশন করুন, এটা আমি বলবো, কারণ উই অল আর দ্য প্যাসেঞ্জার অফ সেম বোট। বাট ফর স্টুডেন্টস, one of the very important characteristics of a student is to question. So let the students ask questions. With these few words, with these few slides, let me say good evening from my side, and I'm very, very happy that আপনারা আমাকে শুনলেন, আমি আমার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আপনার সামনে শেয়ার করতে পারলাম, এবং আমি রিয়েলি গ্রেটফুল টু অনারেবল প্রিন্সিপাল স্যার, in spite of his busy schedule, in spite of his car journey, he is attending, and he state some sentence as welcome address. That is a kind of pathfinder to me, that is an encouragement, that is a motivation to me to go around in future. So with this, now let me hand over the floor to Pooja madam for your concern. Thank you.
Yes, participant, you are
Sir, I want to interfere. Hello.
okay. Yes, sir. Yes,
আমি
sir.
স্যার আপনাকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ। হ্যাঁ, আমরা গ্রেটফুল টু ইউ। আপনি অনেক ভালো থাকুন। আজকে আমি কিছু শুনিনি, আমি এইমাত্র আসলাম বাড়িতে এসে, আমি দেখলাম এখন যদি না থাকে বাড়ি জয়েন করি, তাই জয়েন করলাম। ওভার টু পূজা। থ্যাংক ইউ পূজা।
Yes. Thank you so much, sir, that even in such a health condition, you shared your pool of knowledge with us. We are indeed fortunate to have a stalwart like you who could explicitly put forward how libraries can be vital towards transmission of knowledge. Technology has impacted each and every aspect of human life by being a good provider and processor of information. Of course, library being a knowledge hub can harness this opportunity of technology-enabled services and provide required knowledge to stakeholders. So, sir, all in all, we are really enriched today. Thank you so much. And with your due permission, we can move over to the interactive session.
Yes.
I will read out the question. I request the participant to post their query in the chat box. I will read out the question, please. The first question is, if library work in future will be fully done by online process, how to overcome the internet issues?
এটা আমি just during my presentation, I think partly of this question I have addressed. You see, Government of India through its new education policy gives some sort of signal that by another 3, 4, 5 years, government is going to develop the ICT's infrastructure, pay special attention on ICT's infrastructure, and I think all state government will also very keen to develop this kind of, without infrastructure online cannot move, and not only for infrastructure but for the students, those who are economically backward. I am very concerned and keen over the need of the students. একজন নিডি ছাত্রছাত্রীও যদি অনলাইনের বাইরে থেকে থাকে তাহলে আমাদের ইনক্লুসিভ এডুকেশন এনশিওর হবে না। প্রত্যেকটা কলেজে যেমন একটা গুড ইন্টারনেট কানেক্টিভিটি দিতে হবে, একটা গুড ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচার দিতে হবে, একটা স্টোরেজ সার্ভার থাকবে আমাদের ই রিসোর্সকে ডাম্প করার জন্য, আমাদের রিসোর্স ডিপোজিট করার জন্য। অ্যাট দ্য সেম টাইম প্রত্যেকটা স্টুডেন্টসকে, প্রত্যেকটা টিচারকে যেন আমাদেরকে এরকম একটা মোবাইল হ্যান্ডসেট দিয়ে আমরা কানেক্টিং করতে পারি, এবং কলেজে যেন একটা ইন্টারনেট রিসোর্স ব্রাউজিং ইউনিট থাকে। যে সমস্ত গ্রামের ছেলেমেয়েরা অ্যাক্সেস করতে পারবে না তারা ওখানে একটা দুটো নয় অ্যাটলিস্ট 15-20টা থাকবে। আমি বলছি আপনারা যদি 15-20টা ল্যাপটপ বা কম্পিউটার দিয়ে একটা ল্যাবরেটরি করতে পারেন রিডিং রুমটার একটা অংশে, দেখবেন আপনার কালকে থেকেই কলেজে অনেক বেশি মাত্রায় ফুটফলস বেড়ে যাচ্ছে এবং বেড়ে যাবে। তবে যিনি প্রশ্ন করেছেন স্যার হন আর ম্যাডাম হন, আমি আপনাকে বলছি হাম্বলি ভেরি, যে দেখুন এই সমাধান তো আমার আপনার একক হাতে নেই, কিন্তু আমরা যদি সবাই মিলে এই একই কথা, এই ভয়েসটাকে রেজ করি, যদি বলি, তাহলে একদিন মরা বলতে রাম কিন্তু বেরোবে, সেই আশায় আমরা বাঁচি। আমি অলওয়েজ পজিটিভিস্ট, আমি কখনো নেগেটিভ দেখি না, আমি কোনো হতাশায় ভুগি না। আমরা চেষ্টা করি না কেন, আমরা প্রথমেই যদি ভাবি যে অনলাইন কি হবে, অনলাইন হচ্ছে না তাহলে কি করে কি হবে, তাহলে কিন্তু হবে না। লেট আস ট্রাই, লেট আস as experimental game, then only we'll get the answer. Okay, so thank you very much for this kind of holistic and pertinent question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your lucid explanation. I'm sure whichever participant asked it, I have understood your explanation very well. So the next question comes from Nantu Acharya. He is asking, what are the documents to be kept for NAAC regarding earn while you learn?
What are the documents
to be kept for NAAC regarding earn while you learn?
Okay, see, this is when all HODs will sit for the meeting. There might have some criteria that the income certificate receiving from the councillor or panchayat nominee, like that, and sometimes some other criteria that good personality may certify, like that. In addition to that, what I say, that students will be requested, this will be a part of the resolution of that committee, that these students may not be all. Out of 40 students, very 10 or 20 students selectively will be enlisted to work in the library, and during that time they will be doing work under the leadership or direction of the librarian. Whatever they will ask, they will do it. And from my experience, I am saying this will be a kind of gigantic step. Even in the 2000, 2001, when I was in the college during NAAC visit, my hostel students and my college students helped me a lot to equip my library. And এবং আপনারা জানবেন যে ওরা লেভেল টেস্টিং পর্যন্ত করেছিল বইয়ের, যে আমরা স্পাইন লেভেল ছিল না, স্পাইন লেভেল 5000 বইয়ের ছেলেদের আমি ওই মুড়ি চানাচুর সন্ধ্যাবেলা খাওয়াতাম, ওরা এসে কাজ করতো হস্টেল থেকে। সো এরকম ভাবে ওদেরকে করা যায়। এবং এগুলো ছবি তুলবেন, রেজলিউশনের কপিটা রাখবেন, লাইব্রেরি কমিটিতে এটা পাস করাবেন, এবং যখন গভর্নিং বডি মিটিং হবে এগুলো নোট এজেন্ডা হিসেবে প্লেস করে একটা থ্যাঙ্ক গিভিং, এবং পারলে ওই ছাত্রছাত্রীগুলোকে একটা সার্টিফিকেট দেবেন যে সেই ছেলেটা এই কাজটা করেছে, তাকে আমরা একটা রিওয়ার্ড দিচ্ছি। সো দিস 5-6 উইল বি documented and it will be replicated properly in the college library profile and other departmental profile too. Let's say students from philosophy department, so philosophy HOD will replicate these documents repeatedly that আমাদের department কলেজ লাইব্রেরিতে আর্ন হোয়াইল লার্ন স্কিমে কাজ করেছে বা এরকম করেছে। এবং আমি আপনাদের বলছি বিশ্বভারতীতে এরকম কাজ করানোর জন্য দুটি ছাত্র, একটি ছেলে ইংরেজিতে এমএ পাস করার পরে আজকে এসএসসি দিয়ে সেটা কলেজে লাইব্রেরিয়ান হয়েছে ইনস্পাইট অফ হিজ এমএ ইন ইংলিশ। ও এই আর্ন হোয়াইল লার্ন স্কিমে কাজ করে লাইব্রেরি সায়েন্সটাকে ভালোবাসে, পরবর্তীকালে পড়াশোনা করে কলেজ লাইব্রেরিতে চাকরি করছে। দিস ইজ মাই সাবমিশন। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Okay, sir. Thank you once again. The next question is from Kishore De. He is asking, what about the recruitment in library science after the pandemic situation? Recruitment in library science.
Right. I think I am not the right person to answer of this question. I am not the government people. This is the wholly confinement of the government of West Bengal. Long day there is no recruitment in library, particularly public library, health library. There was something, school library once, another vacancies, lots of vacancies are there. কলেজে দুবার হয়েছে কিন্তু এখনো ভ্যাকেন্সি রয়েছে। তো এইটা আমরা হোপ ফর বেস্ট। আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে আগামী বছর, যেহেতু আমি কতগুলো কথা এখানে বলতে পারবো না যে কেন, কিন্তু একটা হওয়ার সম্ভাবনা আছে, একটা রিক্রুটমেন্টের স্কোপ আছে। আমি আশা করছি যে গভর্নমেন্ট আমাদের লাইব্রেরি সায়েন্সের প্রতি একটা গুরুত্ব দেবেন এবং লাইব্রেরিতে রিক্রুটমেন্ট হবে। যদিও পাবলিক লাইব্রেরিগুলোকে একটা অন্য কিছু কাজে ডাইভার্ট বা কনভার্ট করার একটা ব্যবস্থা চলছে, বাট দ্যাট ইজ ফর দি টাইম বিং, হোপ ফর বেস্ট এটা হবে। এবং আমাদের ইউনিভার্সিটিগুলোতেও, সেন্ট্রাল ইউনিভার্সিটিগুলোতেও রিক্রুটমেন্টের কিছুটা পেন্ডিং আছে। তো আমরাও ভাবছি যে আমাদের খুব একটা পেন্ডিং থাকে না, কিন্তু গভর্নমেন্ট এমনি সব মেশিনের জন্য, কম্পিউটারাইজেশনের জন্য কিছু কিছু স্কুইজিং করে দিয়েছে। যে পরিমাণ স্টাফ আগে ছিল, যেমন বিশ্বভারতীতে আমি যখন জয়েন করেছিলাম 14-15 বছর আগে, তখন আমরা 112 জন স্টাফ ছিলাম। আজকে আমি কাজ করছি 53 জন স্টাফ নিয়ে, অর্থাৎ 47% স্টাফ, 53% have been retired. So this is the scenario. 100% recruitment may not be done, but a lion's share will be recruitment will be done, and this is not the right platform and this is not the agenda of the webinar. So please excuse me to give that to the point answer of this question, Mr. Kishore, সম্ভবত কোনো unemployed youth from library science. I am very sorry ভাই, আমি তোমার জন্য আমার solidarity থাকলো, তুমি অন্য কোনো সময় যোগাযোগ করো, আমি তোমাকে উত্তর দেবো, but this is not the right area to give the direct answer of your question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, namaskar.
I request the participant not to unmute themselves. We can read out the question, please. I request the participant not. Okay, then you should mute yourself, sir. Please do not disturb while the speaker is addressing the problems. Sir, actually chat box is filled up with so many questions. It would be better if we give your email ID in the chat box. They can contact with you personally and you can address all their problems. With your due permission, can I share your email ID in the chat box?
Yes. True. 100%.
Okay.
No.
Okay, sir. And now may I welcome Sanjukta Di for conducting rest of the session, or if you have any question to put forward to sir, Sanjukta Di, if you can unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's a privilege listening to Nimai Saha, sir. And thank you, Pooja ma'am, for handing over the mic. Okay. So my question to sir, actually we have been listening to his insightful ideas throughout. At length he has been discussing. I have a specific question. Sir,
Yes.
what are the implications of MOOCs, that is massive online open courses, particularly Swayam, to enhance the gross enrollment ratio. The target is, I think, 50% by 2035. So can it, in reality, blur the digital divide? Can we reach up to the unreached? And can we target the massive inclusion? Sir, what are your views on this?
Thank you. Partly of this question I have discussed during my presentation, and you have rightly raised the question. So let me give you answer more emphatically. You see, MOOCs is a kind of drive of government of India, through which government of India is going to uh, escalate the rate of Indian higher education enrollment. And as you found, in addition to enrollment of a college or university or regular course, students and staff, including faculty members, librarians, and many others, private industry, government industry, PPP industry, anywhere, they may take learn, relearn, and unlearn. There is a slogan in the MOOCs or online teaching learning environment: learn, unlearn, and relearn. So learn, it's clear. Relearn, again it's clear that as far as Ramakrishna Dev is concerned, the days I live, the days I learn. So relearn, definitely it's there. And unlearn means whatever we have learned so far by virtue of technology, that you need to unload to a place in your brain, to position in your brain, so that you will grasp some new ideas through MOOCs and other things on technological pedagogy and some other interest of subject to you all. So definitely through Swayam Prabha, government is going to reach to the home of the every Indian citizens through its Indian higher education in one way. And on another way, you being a librarian, you being a faculty members, get scope to showcase your expertise, to showcase your experience by launching a course by your own in the Swayam course. But like a librarian in a college, you may not have the scope to undertake, to introduce rather, not undertake, introduce any course by your own. But by virtue of MOOCs, in addition to your service at college, if you want to acculture your expertise through MOOCs, you can raise one course. Even 3-4 teachers of a college under multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary, you may prepare one module, another teacher may prepare one module, another teacher prepare one module, and one teacher may be the coordinator. So in this way, you 3-4 make a team to them. And rightly you are saying, yes, there is a chance. This may enhance the digital divide. Still, the days is ahead, rest of the global country is ahead. So India is going to emerge with them. As a part of that, government of India is going to acculture this thought content in the year 2017, 9th of July. So we have to do it like everything. As far as third laws of আমাদের কি বলে যে third laws of motion, each and every action has its equal and opposite direction reaction.
Opposite reaction.
তো আমরা কি হচ্ছে যে আমরা কোনো সিদ্ধান্ত নিলেই, ভারতবর্ষ একটা ভার্সাটাইল কান্ট্রি, এর মধ্যে বহু ভাষাভাষী, বহু রকম জিওগ্রাফিক লোকেশনের মানুষজন আমরা আছি, হ্যাভিং ইকোনমিক ডিসপেয়ারিটি, ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচার ডিসপেয়ারিটি. So nothing, one decision or line of sentence or policy will be critic free. Still, we have to find out the best optimum decision. So let's take MOOCs as our substitute, not the mandatory. One day will come when we will be living in the MOOCs or online teaching uniquely. But I think that days is even 10-15 years ahead. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful ideas. Thank you so much. Yeah. So,
yes.
any more questions? Pooja ma'am, would you like to ask questions Would you like
Act-
to have questions from participants? Any more questions?
Actually, there are many questions. I've already told sir
Yeah.
the chat box is filled up with questions, but we have already overstepped with the timing. So I think it would be better to stop here and we can share sir's email ID with the participants. They can approach him personally. I think that would be a better idea. What do you
Yeah.
say,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah. Definitely, it's a better idea. We can always ask sir and have an interaction, provided he's able to, in a better position to,
Yes.
despite his health issues. Okay. Let us begin with our valedictory session. What you say, Pooja ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah.
May I
Yeah.
now welcome?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me officially welcome Ms. Shanjukta Roy, Librarian DBM, for the valedictory speech.
Thank you once again. So I welcome all the participants, or rather participants, our advisory board members, our technical support team, our principal sir. I don't think he's here right now at the moment. So I welcome you all to the valedictory session. And before we begin with the valedictory session, let me express my heartfelt gratitude to none other than our speaker of this webinar, Dr. Nimai Saha, Librarian, Viswa-Bharati University, for his innovative ideas, insightfulness, and his very informative lecture. He has delivered the lecture in a very articulate manner. So it's a very thought-provoking one. So some questions are brewing in our mind. We want to ask him later for that. So thank you, sir, for being a part of this program, for being a resource person. And next, I would like to express my gratitude to our guide and mentor, Dr. Biswajit Ghosh, Principal, Dinabandhu Mahavidyalaya, Bengal, for his continuous support, motivation. Thank you, sir. And next, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Shujit Kumar Kaur, members of the IQAC. He's Associate Professor in Department of Mathematics. Then Dr. Zenith Roy, he is presently the coordinator, IQAC coordinator. He is Associate Professor in the Department of English. Next, we thank you, Pooja ma'am. We express our heartfelt gratitude to Pooja ma'am for conducting the session in such a beautiful manner, for conducting the interactive session. And we need your guidance throughout to fare better in our endeavor so far. So next, without thanking, this session cannot be concluded. Our technical support team, we have Mr. Shushavan Ghosh from Department of Computer Science. He is the assistant professor in Department of Computer Science. And next we have Dr. Ajay Mollik. He is assistant professor in the Department of Zoology. Both of them have been very supportive throughout with their technical expertise. So, and last but not the least, I thank you all the participants for bearing with us, for your patience, for your participation, and always for encouraging us. Okay, so you have been very encouraging audience. Thank you all. Over to Pooja ma'am.
Thank you, Shanjukta Di, for so efficiently proposing the vote of thanks. And for the participants, the feedback link is already provided in the chat box. You are requested to fill in all your details correctly, because based on it, the e-certificate will be mailed to you. So at the very last lap, I, from my side, want to appreciate all the participants again for their overwhelming response. We hope to see more of you in all our forthcoming ventures. So stay safe and stay connected with us. Good night.